Hey everyone, just come out of work for a quick lunch. I come in usually Bible study, and I'm meditating, and you know I got like a teaching about God's voice. So God might speak to you. You hear him say something. Sometimes when God speaks to you, then it's like something strange or crazy, something like that you might be scared of doing, or you might be like, I don't want to do that, or that's dangerous, or whatever, or for some reason you're scared or worried. But God can speak like that. He does tell us to do some things that will take us out of our comfort zone. And look in the Bible at a good example is Ananias in the book of Acts. I think it's like chapter 10 or so, roughly. God tells him, go to such and such a place, and there's a guy named Saul there, and you're going to lay hands on him, and he's going to receive the Holy Spirit, and so on. And Ananias was like, whoa, excuse me, Lord, but you know who that guy is? He's like enemy number one of the church. But God's like, don't worry, go. I've chosen him. I'm going to do an amazing thing. And so, it does happen that we can get, something in our spirit, God's saying to do, or he speaks to us in some way and it's scary or worrisome. But we just need to trust him. And there's nothing wrong with saying to God, God, are you sure? Because that's what Ananias did. He said, you know what? Well, God, hold on. If I do this, like this guy's going to kill me or put me in jail. So he questioned God. That's okay. God understands, we ask him just to be sure. But another thing is, if you can try and get your heart to a position of, okay, if God is saying for me to do this, then I am willing to do it. I think that is really, really helpful. You've got to be willing, and that'll help you to hear God's voice. Because there's a lot of things that can confuse you on that, and one of them is if your heart isn't willing, you can think, oh, I think I'm hearing God say no, but it's really because you haven't made the commitment to be willing to do it if God is saying yes. So that's something that God was just speaking to me about and pointing out to me, and I thought would be helpful for understanding God's voice. If we can separate mentally, we can still be really scared or worried or whatever, but if we can separate in our heart, to make sure we're committed and say, okay, God, I'm willing to do it if that's your will, then that'll really help us to be able to hear and see, okay, is God saying to do this? Because then we can pray about it and say, God, this is a crazy thing I think you're saying, but I just want to be sure it's you. I'm willing. So then you listen, and you don't have to worry about your heart confusing you with God's voice because it's saying no.